Coby White goes off for 35 points. 31 of those coming in the second half of the game, and the Bulls get a victory over the Sacramento Kings, while Zach LaVine puts up a stinker in his first game against the Bulls. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily Chicago Bulls podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thanks for tuning in to Locked On Bulls, member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every single day. That's Pat, the designer, host, and creator of the Windy City Breeze and host of the Chicago Bears podcast over at ESPN 1000. I'm Hayes, host and creator of Chicago Bulls Central, Chicago Bears Central YouTube pages and podcasts. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. Pat, Coby White, we're starting off with that. 35 points in today's game. Started off rocky there. I think that's a fair thing to say in that first half of the game. He stopped shooting. It's not like he was like I had an 0 for 10 day or anything like that, but it always felt like, all right, yeah.
1 for 6. That was bad. We can say it's bad. It was bad.
Yeah, but hey, he finishes 10 of 18 from the field. Gets to the free throw line 14 times in this game, goes 13 of 14 from the free throw line, 35 points, 5 assists, 1 rebound in this game. How'd you feel about the performance of Coby White today? Yeah.
Right.
I've done a lot of talking here in the last hour.
Listen, I thought Coby played phenomenally in the second half. I thought, we keep saying this, Hayes, right? In the first half, you kind of look at Coby's numbers and you're like, okay, 0 for 2 from the 3-point line, 1 for 6 overall. Seemed like he was just trying to find difficult shots and not getting to the easy drives that we have known Coby White to be so efficient with. Second half, absolutely just decided I'm going to the bucket and nobody's going to stop me. Got down there on a consistent basis, put the Kings in a little bit of foul trouble early on in that third quarter. I thought how aggressive he was really showed in the second half overall. And that's when the shot starts to fall for him. That's when, when he's aggressive to the paint, it's almost weird to say, because in this modern era of basketball, you do see guys very similar to Coby White, the scorers that are Coby White like, right? Like, who get that shot by getting hot from the 3-point line. I don't think Coby's that kind of player. And I don't think Coby knows that he's not that kind of player. Like, to me, it's like, Coby, when you attack, when you get downhill, that's when you're your most consistent, and it usually takes him a little while to get comfortable with that. So I'm pulling a couple of jump shots again early on in the game, and it was just like, dog, just force them to have to keep up with you. You're one of the fastest people in the league. Second half, I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. I got to give him credit on the defensive end as well. Did some really good things. Not so much one-on-one, but just in help defense that I thought really stood out. I think the defensive end of this thing is really where you got to talk about this Bulls team overall in that second half and how they played. But everybody plays a part in that, and Coby White playing his part as well, I thought was really big for this team.
Question here for Matthew. Yo, Hayes, a comment to this on your other live. Is it crazy to say this is the best stretch of ball Coby's played all around, not just shooting, but in all aspects? No, I personally still think December last year was a better stretch for him. Yeah. He was way more active defensively. He was leading the league in charges at that point in time. I think that was a more kind of well-rounded Coby White. Not to knock this stretch for him, but what do you think, Pat?
No, I would agree with you. I think last year's was a better Coby White. I think it's when Coby got his confidence and he was doing more. I also think Coby had more that he had to do, and so he was showing more. There wasn't a Josh Giddey on the team to help you out. You didn't have a Kevin Huerter to go off for 16 in the second half along with you, right? You didn't have all of these pieces there, because remember when Coby was on that stretch, I believe DeMar and Zach were both out.
To start, they both were out, but most of that stretch, DeMar was still in. I think DeMar only missing like 2 or 3 games over that. But yeah, Zach was out most of that stretch. Maybe were we missing Vooch a little bit in that stretch too?
I don't think Vooch missed, because Vooch didn't miss almost anything, but maybe it could have been. But either way, you're missing Lonzo, I guarantee that. Yeah. But either way, hey, guess what? It's a common theme tonight. It seems like I would give that the nod, but I would say Coby, from that, I can see why you would say he may look like a better player right now, because I think Coby's understanding I don't have to do this on my own. And there is something to be said about being good in those moments, being able to adjust your brain to, hey, I don't have to be the only one going out here and scoring.
This is the funniest comment I've ever seen in my life. So 23-36, probably about when that happened. It's probably about when
Did
that
you
happened.
see that thing where it was like,
Oh, the AI predicted
the AI
it, bro?
predicting
And
every team to win,
the
and the
Beijing
Bulls,
Cats winning a title before the Chicago Bulls. There's
bro,
no
the
even team.
Bulls winning like was it 21-01 or something
Yeah,
like
something
that?
like that, bro. It's crazy. That's wild, bro.
I was like, it's gonna be a completely different game. They're gonna have lasers involved in basketball by then, bro. Like, it's gonna be.
Oh,
You said what?
so you want lasers involved?
I'm just saying, bro. It's gonna be like remember the scene in Star Wars where they're technically playing football on the table,
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
battle football. It's like a war going on in the middle of it. That's what basketball is gonna be by then.
That's hilarious. But yeah, Coby just the game that Coby played today, and you saw the confidence build. Coby White, I don't think it's a stretch to say that he was the best player on the floor in the second half of this game by far. And you know, not to say that other players didn't contribute, because we're going to talk about some of those guys in the second segment here. But Coby continues to figure it out. Now, something you said earlier, you said that Coby needs to realize that he's not get hot from 3-point shooting. I wonder how much of that is because Coby's now playing shooting guard. The last time we saw Coby primarily play shooting guard, which was the 2021-22 season, when he was coming off the bench, he was primarily playing 2 and 3 that season, and we saw him just try again to get hot from 3-point range. So I wonder if Coby thinks like that's his role if he's not the point guard, where it's like, no, you're still you. You're just starting off from the wing. Like, you still gotta get in rhythm the way that you do. And I think the luxury of playing with Trey Jones can help with that. Well, that's if that still happens, because we'll figure out. I'm sure we'll hear something. Sometime
X-ray came out negative on Trey Jones. So KC Johnson dropped that. X-ray came out negative. It is just I believe KC described it as a mild sprain. I'll get the exact tweet up there in a second. But as far as I know, now it doesn't mean that he won't miss some time there, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be anything serious. It's not anything. I don't know what he did. Like, when you watch the play, like,
that's what makes it scary. That's always what makes it scary, right?
Yeah. With Trey Jones, X-ray are negative and left midfoot sprain, which is still kind of scary because midfoot sounds plantar fasciitis type.
It
you know
does.
what I mean? That's a word I don't like to hear around the Chicago Bulls.
It does, and it would suck for Trey Jones to have that too, because he is a free agent at the end of the year, and you have something. If it does turn into something more serious, you know, of course, that's going to affect his market, but you know, we won't wish that upon him or anything like
Cross
that.
that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, for sure. Something else I was going to ask you about. Let's Zach LaVine tonight, right? Because I want to focus on the Bulls in the second segment, just other Bulls that played well. So let's use this one to close out. You made a joke before we started recording that I think was very, very on point. Zach LaVine performed today how Zach LaVine usually performs in big meaning games.
You know what I mean? I listen, I didn't watch tonight's game and go, oh, God, Zach has really changed things up. No, I literally was like, oh, yeah, Zach LaVine not showing up in a big moment when you need him most and taking a back seat to DeMar DeRozan and Malik Monk. Checks out.
This is where we were 16 months ago. So, yeah.
I mean, like, this is the he didn't get his first field goal till 11 minutes in the first quarter, or in the fourth quarter. His first field goal. Like, I literally was just like, yeah, I can see that. And it's just, listen, it's not a bad thing. It's who Zach is. If somebody else is cooking, and Malik Monk was absolutely on fire, Zach is not going to get in the way of that. The part that did irritate me about tonight's game, dog, is I think at points we did see DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine play some of the best defense that I've ever seen them play. And it was like, hey, brother, where was that here? Like, you had.
Now, let's give credit. Zach has played some really good defense.
Zach is playing better,
This season. And that may just be what Zach's kind of just focused on now, this latter half leg of his career, is that realizing he has to be engaged defensively. But DeMar though?
But it's what I always said, bro. It's what I always said. Everybody can play defenses if you want to. When the game got tough and DeMar was like, nah, I'm not losing to the Bulls first game back. Yes, you are, brother.
They beat us earlier this season, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, they did beat us. You don't know what's crazy? We don't beat Sacramento in Sacramento.
You're right. It's been
I meant to check this. It's been a while since we've beaten Sacramento in Sacramento, usually because of, like, the trip, and usually Sacramento's in the middle of that. I got to see when the Bulls' last win in Sacramento was.
That'd be interesting. Interesting there. But we're going to continue talking about this win by the Chicago Bulls, because even though we're talking about Coby White and his performance, it was more than just Coby White today. It was not a one-man show. Kevin Huerter had a big game. Vooch had another big game as well. But first, before we get into that, we got to get into a message from a couple of our sponsors. The first one is Upwork. Scaling your business requires the right expertise at the right time. With Upwork, you can find specialized freelancers in marketing, development, design, and more, experts ready to help you take your business to the next level. Upwork gives business flexibility by connecting them with top freelance talent across multiple industries, including IT, AI, web development, and marketing. Whether you need extra hands for a project or a long-term partner, Upwork makes hiring simple and affordable. If you need help with a marketing campaign, Upwork can connect you with a freelance expert who delivered incredible results. Posting a job is free and simple, and within a day with multiple qualified candidates to choose from. Instead of hiring full-time, Upwork helps find affordable top-tier freelancers to scale my business effectively. Visit Upwork.com right now and post your job for free. That's UPWORK.com, Upwork.com to connect with top talent and grow your business today. We also got to talk about FanDuel, which is a consistent sponsor here at Locked On. March Madness is here, and FanDuel is giving you the chance to get in on the action like never before. Right now, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. That's $200 extra bucks to use on everything from buzzer beaters to Cinderella stories and even who's cutting down the nets. I've got my eye on the free underdogs this year, and FanDuel makes it easy to back them with spreads, totals, and game props. With tournament games happening almost every day, there's always something exciting to bet on. The FanDuel app is simple to use, and when I win, I get paid instantly, no waiting around. So visit FanDuel.com and get in on the college hoops action all tournament long. More Locked On Bulls coming up next. Hey, Pat, do you think Upwork can help them find more DEI hires like you?
Listen, I mean, the face of it right here, my guy. So I forgot we beat Sacramento in Sacramento last year.
Okay, that was probably the first time in a while.
It was. And before that, 2019 was the last time the Chicago Bulls had beaten Sacramento in Sacramento. Before that, 2016.
Wow.
Yeah, we don't win there often. And Stacey King has said that multiple times. She's like, this has always been a tough place for us to play. Like Michael Jordan didn't win in Sacramento a ton.
That's
I don't know why. Like
they're enjoying the nightlife a little bit too much.
Yeah,
out
you
there
do party.
Yeah. There you go. So, Pat, in this game, man, we got some other big performances as well. Nikola Vucevic almost had a triple-double, 24 points, 14 rebounds, 8 assists. He went 9 of 14 from the field, and that's a key. It's not like Vooch took a whole bunch of shots. He was just efficient today, 4 or 5 from the three-point line as well. Billy Donovan seemed like he made the right decision every time Vooch had a mismatch. It not even just when he had it. It seemed like Billy Donovan schemed to create a mismatch for Nikola Vucevic, which is really something that we don't see happen very often.
Listen, Vooch had a great game tonight. I thought that this was kind of a bounce back for him, plus 18 on the plus minus in total. When you talk about 14 rebounds, 8 assists, I do wonder. I mean, we'll see if this continues. We've talked about Vooch and kind of how poorly he has played over the stretch. Wonder if he was just getting worked back in. Vooch is a little bit older, so maybe it takes some time to get those legs back used to it. Maybe this is a real injury. You know what I mean? Maybe it was the calves. Maybe really the calves were a little tight and he couldn't get back out there. But 9 for 14 tonight. I think here's the thing with a Vooch night, right? You operate inside and he works himself outside. Vooch 4 from 5 from the 3-point line, but it seemed like every 3-pointer came off of some kind of big bucket down low. And that's what you love to see from Nikola Vucevic overall. Didn't get to the free throw line a ton tonight, but give me your 6 offensive boards, 8 defensive boards. I thought that what he did tonight was very impactful. And listen, clap it up. I'll tell you what, Hayes. Fourth quarter Vooch defensive minutes versus DeMar DeRozan, and DeMar did not just sit there and eviscerate him. I was impressed by what I saw in that fourth quarter from Vooch defensively.
You know what impressed me today is the fact that, well, not impressed. I don't know if it's what the word to use. Look, disappointed. Maybe too strong. We got a Vooch dunk today on somebody, but no pelvic thrust.
No pelvic thrust, bro.
No pelvic thrust. I'm disappointed, man.
I was upset.
Yeah.
You gotta see it again. Vooch getting old, bro. You know what I mean? That pelvic thrust, you gotta pull up on the rim. That might be an oblique at this point. He can't chance that, bro. Listen, Hayes, we've had sponsors on this podcast, bro. As you get older, the thrusts stop becoming as
I don't know nothing about that, bro. It's still powerful thrust over here, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
You are. Are you older than Vooch? You are older than Vooch.
I am older than Vooch.
Dang, you old.
It's crazy. I am old.
It is kind of crazy to think
That's
about.
crazy.
Well, I mean, listen, every now and then, some people need the pills earlier than others. Seem like Vooch might need a little help with the thrust. Maybe we got something here locked on to help him out.
Anyway, Kevin Huerter in this game as well, man. 25 points, 5 of 9.
Stroke.
Oh, yeah. 5 of 9 from the 3-point line, 10 to 16 from the field. But it's not just the shooting today. He had 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 steals, 1 block, only 1 turnover. Kevin Huerter was balling today.
Yeah. Listen, Kevin Huerter today, you could tell this meant a lot to him. I love the fact that he didn't shy away from saying that either. He was like, they said, was this a big game for you? Yeah. Like we said in the locker room after the game was over, this was a big game for me. And to me, you're starting to see Kevin Huerter gain a confidence in himself that, hey, he's starting to look a lot like Atlanta Kevin Huerter again. Like, when we were talking about Huerter before, I was like, he's replaceable. We really don't need him. We'll see. You can find a guy that can shoot the 3 again. It's not as easy to find guys that can shoot the 3 ball, give you the rebounding numbers that he's giving you, give you some of the defense that we've seen. Again, another day where I'm just like, wow, okay, Kevin Huerter, I didn't know you had this level of defensive game in you. I don't know what Billy Donovan is coaching up there, but something's happening defensively for Huerter. And also being able to give you the steals in the 3-point shooting as well. Like what you're seeing out of him, I think is a little bit more than probably what I expected him to get back to this quickly.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't expect Kevin Huerter to come in here and play like this. I'm not even going to front on you. Like, not to say that I necessarily expected him to play bad either, but I thought we'd see like Kevin be a solid role player, maybe make about 10 points on some solid shooting, and that be it. Like, I did not expect him to impact the defensive side of the ball this much as he has since he's been here.
I don't know ECF Kevin Huerter.
Yeah, man, it's crazy to see him playing like this, man.
Yeah, no, it's nuts, and I'm excited by it. Was a little disappointed in Modest tonight. Down night for the Rook. I thought a lot of struggles. Modest got cooked a couple times, bro, and it was just like, all right, well, they're not all gonna be pretty. You got to live with that.
Yeah, listen, Modest, and he got benched in the second half. Well, not benched, but he got technically. He didn't start the second half of the game. They started Julian Phillips in place of him. Julian didn't play that much better either. You know who they didn't go to, though?
Taylor Horton Tucker.
Or?
the ball head. I mean, or Leroy Carter. Who else was on that?
The fact that they didn't go to passive Patrick Williams is
kind of what P. Will play 15 minutes in the second half.
Yeah, I'm talking about as far as starting.
No, listen, starting days are over, my boy. The starting days are done. I'm not even. You see how far away that is removed from my brain?
What I'm saying. That's
He's
what
a bench player. GG's, like,
bro, I don't even know if I can call him passive P anymore, bro. Like it's.
Hey, I'll tell you this. As once said by
Zion Williamson and porn stars.
That's a bust.
Oh man, that's crazy. That's wild. Yeah, Pat is at this point, bro. It's just I don't want to hear nothing about the 4th overall pick. I don't want to hear nothing about starting. Like he's a bench player, and you know what it is. I don't even think I can say that. I was about to say
nothing about a bench player. He played 28 minutes tonight. He was 2 for 5 and played some bad defense. Like,
bro, I was about to say he's worse than Ronnie Brewer. Like, it's like
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm taking Ronnie Brewer over Patrick Williams.
If you're talking about in the same role right now, give me in the same role coming off the bench. Give me prime Ronnie Brewer over Patrick Williams right now.
Prime Ronnie Brewer is a wild statement, bro.
I'm telling you, bro.
Hey, you wanna know what? I'll tell you this right now. I would take prime Hakeem Warwick over Patrick Williams.
Oh,
right
absolutely. That's not even absolutely, bro. In an era that we're seeing players have mid-offs, like the fact that Marcus Horton is having a Twitter battle with Brandon Jennings, right? Patrick Williams is the next generation of those guys. He's going to be in those conversations with those guys.
No, I don't believe it. hey, BJ's led a team to the playoffs. Say what you want about BJ's. He definitely led a team to the playoffs. Patrick Williams can't lead a bench to 8 points per game. You know what I mean?
Brandon Jennings didn't lead that team. Michael Redd was still on that team, my boy.
Michael Redd get hurt that year, though? That rookie year?
No, I don't think. I could be
Redd
wrong.
only
Maybe
played
I'm
like
wrong.
30
Maybe I'm
games
wrong.
that year, bro. BJ's was a big part of that. BJ's was cooking. I give him his credit on that. I'm going to tell you this right now. Lou Will about to eat him up. Lou Will about to cook that boy.
Oh, facts. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Lou Will about to cook them. And I ain't going to lie to you. I think Jeff Teague can cook them.
Oh, that's a fact,
I
too.
got Jeff Teague over BJ's. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Hey, man, listen. Before we get into this final topic, well, we got to talk about Billy Donovan coaching, bro. Like, me and you have both been very critical of Billy Donovan.
Mm-hmm.
And I said something tonight about Billy Donovan that I don't think I've ever said about Billy Donovan in my life. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe since he was in college, but I was very young when he was in college. We'll talk about that after this. But first, we got to tell you guys all about 5-Hour Energy. Daylight savings snuck up on us again. And if you're feeling that lost hour of sleep, 5-Hour Energy has your back. The extra sunshine means more time for fun, but sometimes you need a little boost to power through. Whether you're staying up late to watch the NCAA tournament, watch the Chicago Bulls go out there and dominate a West Coast team, squeezing in a round of golf after work, or just trying to stay and keep up with your busy day, 5-Hour Energy gives you that quick, refreshing pick-me-up that you need whenever you need it. And I'm going to tell you this right now, Hayes, as somebody with a newborn in the house, he's up to 2 months old. He's kind of sleeping through the night. But kind of sleeping through the night don't always mean sleeping through the night. And so 5-Hour Energy is helping me get through those days as well. Head to 5hourenergy.com to find over 15 flavors to choose from, including watermelon. That feels wrong. Blueberry, raspberry, peach, mango. You can even build your own 12-pack or 24-pack delivered right to your door. We'll have to talk to Nick about this. Need one now? Grab a 5-Hour Energy shot at your local grocery or convenience store. They're reviewing and renewing their stock everywhere. Stock up today and stay energized with 5-Hour Energy. More Locked On Bulls after this.
The NCAA tournament is here, and so is the bracket breakdown.
Locked On Podcast Network and Amazon Fire TV channels are teaming up to deliver NCAA tournament coverage like never before. Watch studio shows featuring former players and Locked On's local experts as they guide you through every upset, buzzer beater, and bracket matchup.
Stream it all for free on Amazon Fire TV channel. Search Bracket Breakdown to see it all for free.
It's your team every day.
There's a reason why that 5-Hour Energy shot ad read wasn't on the docket in February. There's a reason why. There's a reason why it was not on the docket in February.
Bro, I'm not going to lie to you. I bet you everybody didn't get that read. That was a specific Locked On Bulls read.
That's hilarious, bro.
I got some comments for Nick when we get to it.
That is funny.
Hey, what flavor you want? That melon?
That's funny. You know what? I'm just glad that you're here today because I don't know if you went back and watched last night's show, but I did put your empty chair there on the screen.
Bro, listen. When I tell y'all, I was watching this man Hayes cook a guy named Nicholas. And then I awoke to my wife coming downstairs going, fell asleep for the show again, didn't you? He was like, dang it, son. All right. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. So yeah. I'm hyped up right now. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sleep after this.
That is hilarious. Anyway, Pat, that's funny as hell, actually. Billy Donovan, you said you had a thought here that you haven't had in a while, man. Go ahead and share it.
I had a thought that I don't know if I've ever had, maybe when Billy Donovan was coaching at Florida, but when I saw Billy Donovan create a matchup advantage in the fourth quarter where he went to Nikola Vucevic and it was a small ball lineup. And Billy said, we're not playing small ball. Y'all want to go small? Have at it. I don't believe y'all can shoot the basketball well enough to beat us. We're going to put Vooch in and have him absolutely just eviscerate y'all down low in the paint, so much so that you're going to have to follow him with whoever you've got in there. And they tried to swap Trey Lyles in. They tried to swap in Malik Monk onto Nikola Vucevic. Malik Monk a little bit better of a defender, but it didn't matter because Vooch had the size advantage. And it was the first time, I think, under Billy Donovan where I was like, that was a great basketball strategy. Like, not good. Not, oh, that was smart or that worked out. That was great basketball strategy in the fourth quarter because literally you got them to a point where the only options they had were we're going to foul Vooch or we're just kind of not going to pay as much attention to him. And it created so many open opportunities outside because they all were collapsing in the paint. It created opportunities where Vooch was just like, all right, I'm going to just lay the ball in because the guy that's guarding me is 6'7". And it created all of these moments in the fourth quarter that I think were just pure mismatches for the Sacramento Kings. And dare I say, Hayes, that's a big part of why the Bulls maintain that lead.
Yeah, a huge part of why the Bulls maintain the lead. Billy has been coaching. And like me, you've talked about before, it's like almost because when you move those safety net of the go-to scorers of DeMar and LaVine, it's caused Billy Donovan to have to get everybody involved and find more creative ways to get everyone involved. And today, as you saw that Vooch had it, right, and that they kept putting Malik Monk on Vooch, the fact that Billy Donovan identified that was huge, right? Because we've talked about so often, like, hey, why didn't we attack the small guy guarding Vooch? Like, there's a small guy guarding Vooch. Let's keep going to Vooch and make them have to make that adjustment, right? And that also was a big part of also Coby White being able to get to the free throw line as much as he did. While Vooch didn't get to the free throw line, but like once you're abusing, you can't hide a smaller, weaker defender on Vooch, which is something that teams have gotten away with against the Bulls for years. You hide your weaker defender on Nikola Vucevic, the Bulls aren't going to be able to get him the ball. You still try to do that. That ends up leaving a slower player on Coby White, who then Kobe's able to get to the free throw line, taking them off the first step. It was such a smart scheme that we saw here tonight that it may go over some people's heads. And I don't mean that offensively. I mean, because, hey, I get caught up sometimes in the moment of, hey, Kobe's cooking right now. Yeah. Have to go back and watch and be like, hey, this is what helped Coby White cook the way that he did.
No, you hit the nail on the head with that. Like it was so many times where Coby was open, Huerter was open, Julian Phillips was open a lot. Julian, you got to knock one of them down, dog. Julian Phillips was open where it was either a Vooch down low kick out to that person, or it was Tyus Jones driving in and being able to find him because by the end of the game, they had to double team Vooch. They literally were sending Trey Lyles and Malik Monk at Nikola Vucevic to try and slow him down. Basically because they were like, well, we're not as worried about Julian Phillips, but how the Bulls were rotating the basketball opened up people who weren't named Julian Phillips to get open looks. Now, Julian Phillips got a couple open looks as well, but the Bulls were rotating the ball so well. That's how Kevin Huerter goes off in that fourth quarter and absolutely just starts hitting everything that he can touch from the 3-point line. I mean, like it was a great basketball strategy in the fourth quarter that I literally was just sitting there going, I don't think I've ever said great and Billy Donovan in the same sentence in my life. Outside, I shouldn't say that. I have said many a times Billy Donovan wasted a lot of great players' time.
Yeah.
That's not the only time.
But hey, good execution on the court by the players, good scheme by the coaching staff, right? Whoever came up with it is good decisions made by the coaching staff today, offensively and defensively, and the Bulls get a dub. Now the Bulls go up. I think their next three opponents are what? The Lakers, Denver, OKC. Lakers, Denver, and then Lakers again. I think it is.
I believe you are correct. I can double check here real quick. It is. Give me.
Yeah, Lakers, Denver, and then Lakers.
Lakers, Denver, Lakers. Yep. We play the Lakers back here at home.
So. We'll see what the Bulls do over this stretch, man. But hey, we already know the Bulls' future. They're making the play-in. I don't think there's any question about that. and we'll just see how far they can go at that point in time.
Playoffs, baby.
We'll see. You were the first one to call
that loss yesterday hurt the playoff chances a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but we'll see.
It did put a little bit of different light on it, huh?
And I'm not gonna say it put a different light. It was just one of those, like, I think that for the Bulls to make the playoffs, those are the games you need to get, and they just looked dead. And you got, like, 2 games versus the Lakers. LeBron is talking about coming back. I don't know if he's gonna be back or not, but if you get LeBron back tomorrow, like, we're not beating them. Like, we don't have the talent to beat them. We probably
don't have the talent,
huh?
So we don't have the talent.
We don't have the talent, bro. Like, listen, hey, look, that's how I felt in that Suns game. I was just like, yep, that is Devin Booker and Kevin Durant.
That is indeed them.
That checks out.
That checks out. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. Make sure you guys are following us at Locked On Bulls, man. You guys can follow Pat at Pat the Designer. You can follow me at CEO Hayes. Locked On Bulls is free and available on every podcasting app and platform of your choice, as well as YouTube, the Odyssey app, Amazon Fire TV, Roku TV, Fubo TV, everywhere. That's what it is. We're everywhere.
Fubo, brother.
Fubo. What'd I say?
Fubo
Did I say
TV. Fubo TV is crazy.
I said Fubo? That's crazy. We love you guys, man. See you, Red, y'all. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace. Oh, you're right.
Say Red! Zach LaVine! You couldn't light the beam! Coby White! You got the team really gelling. I'm feeling real hype right now, all 5 hours, but not water. Who we got to talk to about that?
We out of here, man. We'll holler at y'all on Monday. Peace, y'all.